similarly after I finish. Okay? Done? Each topic, your topic, next time jump into your topic, next to your topic, next to your topic, and go. Tell what's the topic? What is fair and unfair in advertisement is the topic which she wanted me to talk. Fair and unfair not only in advertisements, in total life you will have fair and unfair things. What is fair is what is acceptable to most of the people. What is unfair is not acceptable to most of the people. Coming back to the unfair and fair things about advertisement. I am selling my product, so whatever I do to sell my product is fair to me. But what is unfair in advertisement is when people who are receiving it, or people who are seeing that, are not accepting my way of advertisement, that becomes an unfair advertisement. Sometimes to sell the product, most of the people who are producers will try to make profit and try to sell products which are not genuine. Any advertisement giving bad information about the product is an unfair advertisement. And generally, in business, ethics are not followed today. Therefore, you will see a lot of unfair practice in advertisements. The worst part in any country is there is no control of advertisements. You can take examples of food items which are given to young kids. The most unfair part is medicine and the kids' food items. You have got baby food which says that if you eat this baby food, you will grow this much in 1 year. That's a false information, and you will see people coming forward and saying a scientist of so-and-so department is trying to certify that this happens. These are all unfair practices in advertisement. The CSIR has given a project to test all the advertisements regarding the growth of people with some Ayurvedic medicines. I am not trying to name the medicine because I don't want to defame one company. And those medicines, they found 80% of the medicines, the content which they advertise, the use of that medicine is never getting established. So these are all wrong informations given by people on any of these topics. Next. Job satisfaction is one of the main criteria people have to have, because Maslow's principle says that people do work not only for the food and the material and the money which they get. The satisfaction is the highest level. As human beings, we have got to satisfy ourselves, the self-esteem. That is what is important for us. So job satisfaction, job for money, job for purpose in your life to construct and build houses, maybe to have an establishment, that's one part of it. But once that is finished, people look for job satisfaction. So unless you are in a job where you don't get satisfaction, what happens is the job becomes boring. And you are spending nearly 8 hours per day in your job. Out of 24 hours, you are sleeping 8 hours in the job. So the most productive time in your life you are spending on an activity which is not giving satisfaction. Therefore, it affects your family. Because you are not satisfied in your profession, you will go back home and the reflection of what is not happening inside the office will see in the house also. Therefore, job satisfaction is very, very essential. If you are not satisfied, probably your attitude will change in your life, your interpersonal relationship will get affected, you will not deliver what is exactly required, and therefore the people who are employing you will not be happy, therefore the employer is unhappy, you will not get promotions, therefore you will again get frustrated. So what is to be done for people who are able? They have to quit the job if they don't get satisfied with the job. Your attitude is more important, and satisfaction is part of your attitude setting. Or the other ways, you are not able to get a satisfactory job. So what is to be done is get satisfied in what you get. Therefore, you know how to adjust. Understand, job is only a way of earning. Life is not job. Life is outside job. So this is another part of looking at satisfaction. So you can do a job which is not satisfying, but your life can be satisfying. So you must have sufficient other extra activities in your life which gives you satisfaction, and job is only earning. So that is required sometime for the security of life. Next. There are 9 planets earlier, now there is only 8. It was not planet which was identified as the 9th planet. Planet means it has to have a solid existence. Then only it is called a planet. But by mistake, the 9th planet, which was the 9th planet? Which was Pluto. That was mistaken as a planet because it's agglomeration of a dust particle which was roaming around. So when you look at from Earth, so far you will see that as an agglomeration of dust happened to be seen as a planet. So that's the biggest mistake. So this shows that the modern science is not able to define anything very specific. If you want to look back to the Indian traditional knowledge which we had, we never described Pluto or Neptune. We prescribed all the other planets. So the days are not far to say that Neptune also is not a planet. So we will have only 7 planets. That is what is going to happen. So the other planets which came into existence and which are disappearing after some time is a mistake of science. Most of the time science are mistaken. Because what people prove is only that point of time what is true. You will see most of the time they take a statistics, they look at through some microscope, they think that this is the best equipment which we have to determine something. But after some time you find another equipment which is much better than that, you will identify whatever you have measured earlier is wrong. Therefore science is always under revision. Therefore days are not far to say that the planet numbers will change. That's what happens. Next. Technology development. Technology development is one which are the contribution of human being. Because every human being has got their brain which is anticipating for development. If you want to develop, whatever you do is called technology development. Technology is the aspect of practical applications of science. So science is something which creates imagination and you invent something. When you put into practice, that becomes technology. And that technology, when you practice for longer time, that uses for production. So most of the product what you see today is because of the technology development. So you have science to start with, you have technological development which puts into practice to give some products out. So technology development measures the growth of a country, growth of a person. The people who are technologically developed know how to operate items. The knowledge, know-how itself is called a technology development process. So as a country, we as in India have lot of lagging in technology development, but from 1990 onwards we had a nice sprint over all this because of the policies which we have. Technology development generally shares knowledge from other countries, and that process is called technology transfer. You can take technology from any country and use it, buy items, that's one part. Second part is also accept the know-how so that I can produce it as I want in this country. That's called a technology transfer. So India is progressing in technology development by self-indigenous research and development. Second one, technology transfer and learning how to do that. Re-engineering is one process which is taking the technology transfer into a far end. Next. Critical success factors. What is success? Success is what you achieve when you have a target. If I have a target, if I achieve it, that's called success. So first, one factor for success is having an aim. If I don't have an aim, I don't have success. So I must aim for the best. And when as a small child, you must have aimed to have first rank in LKG and you achieve it, that becomes a success. That's a short-term achievement. Maybe when you do a course, your aim will be to get first rank in the college. That is a shorter aim because the college is only one among the university. So when your aim becomes higher, you say that I want to get first rank in the university. That becomes a higher level. Is that what you want? Do you want knowledge and do you want a profession? So what should be the aim in your life to become successful? Ultimately, we have to become successful in our life. So the aim should not be on short term, temporary, limited to smaller area, limited to smaller time. You have to have a life achievement as your success. So what is that you want in life? I want to be happy throughout my life. I want to enjoy myself and I should have a dignity and I should live to my expectations, not being controlled by somebody else. If I can do that, that becomes my success. And these are the factors which has to be determined every time for every small targets in life. Because the whole life you cannot have a single aim, single target, single success. So succession of successes together makes your life successful. So that's what is to be done. How to motivate people? That's what you are trying to ask. The motivation is one which makes the earlier topic to become successful in life. To do any activity in your life, you need three factors. You need to know how to do it. Second one, you must have opportunities to do that. And the third one, you should have attitude. The attitude comes with the motivation. I must get motivated. As I just now said, you want to get first rank, and as a small child, you don't have the target. The parents force you to have that target. And how do they motivate you to have that? They will say, I will give you chocolate. So your motivation factor as a small child is chocolate. I am sure when in 10th class, if the mother says, I will give you chocolate if you get first rank, you will laugh at it, because the motivation factor changes as you grow higher. They have to tell you, I will give you a cycle. Maybe when you grow to a graduate level or postgraduate level, cycle is not important for you. You need a motorbike. Maybe after that you will on for a car. So the motivation keeps changing based on your growth. What is motivation for a politician? Is a position. And he has to get into some position. What is motivation for a singer? Lot of audience in front of him. What is motivation for a small child is different from motivation for different people. So understanding the factor of motivation depends on what age, where and who and how you have been making yourself into your life. So molding life is what gives you the motivational factors in life.
Social networking effect on personal life.
Social networking is a new terminology which made citizens into netizens. You are living in internet, and that social networking, as you say, it's a digital era. Earlier social networking was part of Mohenjo-daro Harappa history. If you say, people started cultivation in different pockets. All of them started moving together. That's a social networking. Because they started deciding, you are also doing agriculture, I am also doing agriculture, why not join together and start a big farm and start doing together. That was the first type of social networking for a purpose. But today social networking, I am sure you are quoting that part, not the Mohenjo-daro Harappa part. In that, what you are thinking is only a time pass. And for most of the people, it's a stupid time pass job. I am one person who tried, there are many people, I am one person who tried to make social networking a very creative activity. I have got 62 blogs, I have got my Facebook communities. I started Orkut community nearly 7 to 8 years back, which also produced a book, nice wonderful book with me and my students' discussions. These are all creative way of using social network. I just wanted to tell you the social network can be used for very creative, because it's a good media, but generally public doesn't use it for that purpose. I remember when I wanted a house in Delhi, I used the social network to say that on October 4th I am going to land in Delhi. I want a house. I got 47 response saying that there is a house vacant here, there is something available here, and that's why I could get a 3-bedroom full furnished with a dal and rice inside the kitchen for 2,000 rupees per month. So that's just social network. So social network is very, very good if you use it good. If you don't use it good, that's going to be very harmful. Most of the girls have been trapped in social network. We have got cases in this college itself, I know. There are 4 or 5 cases whom I know where I have been trapped in social network and suffering in life. Yeah. Information technology is a misnomer, which is called IT, which has been shortened by IT. Earlier IT means income tax. Now IT means information technology. Information is what you gather, and technology is what is used to present the information. Therefore, information technology is taken as a synonym for computers. Information technology means computer science. Computer science only application part of it. And that has a big boom because people did not understand the hardware part of computer. They just wanted to know the software part of it. And therefore, IT became a big boom and people started taking courses on IT. But over some time, people found that information technology, if you want to deal on computers, more importantly, you must know the computer also. Therefore, computer science took over the information technology. Information technology not limited to only data which you place in computers. Therefore, people started expanding. It's called bioinformatics, the biological information put into information technology. Geoinformatics, where you put information on geography. And people started putting cyber informatics, all the cyber activity, the law part of it is putting into informatics. So information sciences used in different areas is getting again expanded. and there is going to be another boom which says that information technology is very important. Now last month I wrote a paper on informatics, which is a cloud informatics, which is a new term which was coined by me, and the paper was presented in IB on this, where you have got BPOs. Each person is controlling the information about a company and then trying to support. They are called support systems. And I thought, why not connect all of them together and put an informatics? That's called the Cloud Informatics of India. That's a paper which I presented last 2 months back in IB. Okay. So this is what is information technology.
Creative problem solving.
Creative problem solving. Problem is not a problem for a creative person. Problem is a learning process in life. There is no problem in the world. It's only your perception that there is a problem. The perception changes for people who are creative because they don't have time to spend what happened just before that. Because they are always creative. They pick up new problems. They keep on creating new problems. Therefore, old problem is forgotten. The easiest way to become very active in life is to be very creative. And therefore, you have no time to broom on the old problems. Every problem has got only shorter life. Maybe when you have a small cold, a fever or a headache, you think that's the biggest problem in life because you have nothing else to do. I am sure a mother who has got a severe back pain, if the child is falling, she will run and pick up the body. That's because the back pain is not important, the body is important. If somebody talks about problem, that means they are the most laziest people in the world. If no problem is explained and no explanation is given and no excuses are given, if somebody says I lost my train, I missed my train, and it's a problem for him, that's because he is not very punctual. So being lazy, not active, not being creative are the things which creates problems in life. So for a creative person, there is no problem in the world, there is only learning in the world. Next.
Knowledge gain. Knowledge gain.
Knowledge?
Gain.
Gaining knowledge. As human beings, we have only one in life, extra other than animal, that is knowledge. Ahara nidra bhaya maidunani samani chaitani mahapashuna jnanam narana adigo vishesho jnane bihina pashvi samana. There is no difference between human being and animal except that human being have got knowledge. Nana. So gaining knowledge is what is life. If you want to prove yourself as human being. That's why Vivekananda said, man is knowledge animal. Or man making is learning. If you are not a student, you are not becoming a man. That's why he said education is man making. The more knowledge you gain, you become man. Otherwise you are animal. If you don't have knowledge, there are quotations which says that a person who don't have knowledge is animal with the 2 legs. Mrgascharati. Manushya rupena mrgascharati. Like a human being, an animal is existing. So every moment if you don't learn in this world, you can be called yourself as an animal. The only difference between a human being and animal will not sit like this in the class, animal will not teach. So learning and teaching, that's the only difference between human being and animal. That's a wonderful topic.
Big